Hello and welcome to another scene for Living World of Darkness, Changeling the Dreaming Venue, 20th Anniversary Edition. Today's scene takes place at the former baronial home of the now disposed Baron Isidore, and now the governor's home in the Free State of Brooklyn. Currently keeping the place warm is everybody's favorite troll, William Black. And that is where we will start our scene. What are you doing in this baronial home today? Sorry, governor's home.
The governor's hall is filled with individuals who are getting brownies, or with individuals who has getting clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Homeless have been invited, and they're given those clothes. And that's what William is doing. He is being a nice individual.
Very nice, William. Very nice. Making their way past the crowd because they don't need brownies or clothes is this individual, Sam Kephart. They look a little uncertain about their place here amongst the crowd. A much smaller figure compared to William, who's handing things out. They have in their hand a letter.
William,
yeah.
go on, sorry.
Sam slowly makes their way up to William.
He looks at the guy and says, hello?
Hello. My name is Sam Kephart, and I heard that if we intend to run for governor, that we are supposed to bring you a letter with our intention.
Completely. He opens his hand, for the letter.
And Sam will hand the letter over to William and give a look to see if he's going to read it in front of Sam.
William will actually say, can we go to the governor's, this is governor's hall now, and there's another governor hall, which is the old hall. Let's go there. There's a couple guards and no one else at the moment.
Sam nods and follows William.
William informs one of the guards, like, please continue giving out the Isidore's stuff. I'll be right back. And he will leave with Sam towards the hall. What Sam will realize, there's this like a baronial seat.
Mm-hmm.
William won't sit there. He will sit at he will like bring a table.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 2 sits. And there are actually 4 sits, and he will just sit one of them. And he'll say, please, Sam, sit. Would you like anything, drink anything?
Water would be fine, thank you.
He will not ask guards to bring water. He will bring his own goddamn water himself. And he will sit and he will pour me water. He will open the letter and read it.
Inside the letter, it'll state Sam's intention of running for governor and Sam's platform. They've been here in Brooklyn for a few years, and they've seen things go from mediocre to terrible. Before Isidore, things were at least functioning. There wasn't open violence on the streets, or people being ignored, or people being assassinated. And under Isidore, that stuff all started to pile on top of problems that weren't addressed beforehand, namely people going hungry, or people being left on the streets. Sam, like in the letter, it states that they don't have any direct political background, but they've made sure that anytime there's leftover loaves of bread at the end of the day, that they always go to a hungry mouth instead of a dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and believes that Sam believes that generosity and kindness will help fuel the former barony to shine, and could potentially become an example to the rest of Concordia of what things can be if everybody puts their part.
Um, I wish to ask a couple questions if you don't mind me asking.
That's fine.
Um, do you know that the position of governor is going to be different than the Baron? It's not just going to be a name.
You're asking this to Sam, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I was like, yeah, I know. Okay. Sam will give a nod. Uh, yes, it's an elected position, so it would be answering to the people, instead of the people who elect you, instead of necessarily the powers over you.
You will still have an oath of fealty, which is, if you are chosen, you will still have an oath of fealty to the count. Sadly, we are not being ruled by democratic leaders, but the weird ones,
Weird ones?
the ones who have been chosen thanks to war.
Sam nods.
These questions is not because of me saying no, you won't be. It's more of curiosity. I um you have been like you the second you give me this letter and I read it now, your name is going to be in the uh papers where people will put their stamp on.
Mhm.
Um, I wish you good luck. I hope um you will try to create a good place like you just dream it to be, like you wrought here.
Could I ask you a question?
Of course, please.
What do you hope to see Brooklyn become?
I want Brooklyn to be a bastion of hope. I want it to be a symbol. I want it to shine. A lot of people says the she and the houses, the noble houses bring stability, and it's. I think that people never try democracy. What we have in Staten Island is not true democracy, in my opinion. Nobody can veto the governor. The governor can do whatever he wants. He has his elected supervisors, and they don't have any right to say him no. It's just an elected leader. Um, Things are going to be different in Brooklyn, and I want to see that he an example to Concordia, which we can show. We don't need old traditions of feudalism. We can look after each other and follow the humans' dreams which created us. There are no feudalism anymore in any human society, as far as I know.
Sam gives a nod. Leaders are supposed to help take care of their people. I've been to a couple of your speeches, and I've heard you talk about um, dreams and inspiration and how we're supposed to do that if we're unable to change. And that's why I'm here. I liked your speeches. I just,
Thank you.
I run a bakery. It's not an important thing. This nobody comes there to pontificate on what's important in the barony. They come, they get cookies, cakes, bread, whatever. But I hear people talk, and I've heard them talk about you. And so I went to listen. We're supposed to be able to inspire ourselves. The glamour that we gather that keeps us awake and alive and able to do the things we do. Yes, we can foster it from an external source, but we should also be able to inspire ourselves. And for some reason, that seems to be a lot harder for our kind than externally. And I think it has a lot to do with the suffering brought upon us by our old traditions and old scars.
I think um, when I look at the governments in the gray world, there's a difference between there are a lot of things that is in the world at the moment or our society that it comes from the old scars that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also realize there will be a lot of people who will try to make this dream of lovers of democracy because it's not just commoners who wish to see this. When I first talked with one of the She members of House Fiona, they were saying that they want to see more of these.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of do not understand why that person still exists in House Fiona, but well, I don't think they were lying. So I think this is a change that will help many things, and this dream needs to be protected. This environment, there will be a lot of individuals who will try to make this place look bad. And even if I don't will not become a governor because I'm not interested in becoming a governor, I don't want to become a council member as well. But I want to help. I think what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter if I am something or not something. I think people should help and contribute to the place where they want to live in. Um, and the one of the things about this is the count, whoever the count or countess is going to be, will expect keeping the old law of his sheet. Um, at the same time, there are unwritten laws like how about we don't beat each other on streets as changelings? Like if someone beats another changeling in Vixen, it's not cool. Uh, how are you going to deal with these things if you become a baron?
The Ashit or violence? The
Both.
I think violence is a symptom rather than an illness. When people fight, it's because they feel like they're lacking something. Um, I feel, as do others of my kith, the call to help. If there's fighting and violence and suffering, then that's where I'm called to help. If somebody's lashing out, they're hurting. It's very royal to look at somebody who's broken a rule and administer a punishment directly. It takes a lot more effort to listen to a person as a person, regardless of kith or standing, and realize that there were circumstances that drove them to those things. And I think that goes not only for violence, but breaking the sheet as well. Acts of desperation make people act desperate. There's been a lot of action. And I think moving forward, there should be a lot of listening.
William nods because that's kind of what he said.
Mm-hmm.
While he usually fails listening others, he keeps saying we should listen to each other. Um, he nods. Is there any reforms you want to achieve?
I want people to feel safe again. Ranters never came to my bakery, but I think you'd be hard pressed to find anybody of our kind who didn't lose somebody.
He nods.
And Sam just kind of takes a thoughtful moment, and there needs to be a way to achieve security without creating a police state. And I think that would be my goal, for
He
people to feel
nods.
safe again and listened to. And if we're really lucky, feeling listened to will actually help circumvent the whole violence problem. People may not take me seriously, Mr. Black. I'm small and I bake cookies. But I know that if the recipe isn't right, then all you get is a crumbly mess.
I usually take everybody very seriously, unless they are openly mocking or ignoring things. And I am agreeing with everything you're saying.
Well, even if I don't become the governor, I do hope that if there's anything you need help with, you won't hesitate to ask.
Well, my opinion is really, to be honest, there isn't a lot of tyrants The Bronx is in a problem and that needs to be helped. After renters, my probably focus will be making Brooklyn better again. And the Bronx, the Staten Island is already has a democratically chosen leader. There aren't a lot of problems there. The um, Queens, well, I hear things. I don't know a lot about those people. What's happening there?
Hmm.
Manhattan is ruled by a child. I hope he was promising. He is still promising, but he made a few mistakes. Um, my, to be honest, aim is to give this councils everywhere in New York the people's council who has a right to veto. I never understood why people called uh, the king, High King David, the Commoner King. He gave us a parliament that is representing no one. It doesn't have any right.
It's kind of
Parliament is
oh, go ahead.
Parliament is advisory. It doesn't have any way to veto the king. So it's a joke.
Somebody once spray painted something on the side of my bakery. Haven't been able to get it off. Something about no kings above us or something. Do you believe in that?
Would you mind repeating the words?
No kings above us. Sam thinks for a moment. I think no commoners below us is underneath it. It's on the back of my bakery.
Hmm. William takes deep breath. I think it is the LS. Some say it's Messiah or Portent of Doom. Do you believe
I don't
that?
know. I think it was somebody who was very upset by the current state of things.
Probably.
I think talking about messiahs or portents of doom is a way to discredit messages without outright saying they're nonsense. If you say it's something bigger at play, you don't have to pay attention to what the message is actually saying.
I believe it is time that we change in this kingdom that is built upon blood of changelings also rehashes itself and becomes a kingdom or a society that doesn't see each other as enemies. I have to say, I don't like noble houses. I think they're basically a sign of inequality. And I don't think everybody is equal, but everybody should be given the same chances to
Who,
strive.
so you don't believe everybody's equal?
Everybody is equal. It's just there are people who are not Like there are some people who are socially awkward. There are some people who are socially good. There are some people who is physically good. There are some people who's clever. Everybody's different.
Different doesn't denote inequality, though.
I know what I'm trying to say is everybody should be given the same chances. One shouldn't just born in a noble house and be like, yeah, you will be a leader for you in the future. That is stopping the individuals who actually can be good leaders. Who says the she or all the nobles are good leaders? We have seen many bad leaders, Sir Carol, Isidore, even the Count Maldacef.
He passed away. Did you hear about that?
I did. I'm sad that he passed away.
Have you
That
heard?
doesn't mean he was a good leader. He was a good man.
Hmm. Have you heard about the possible replacements?
Yeah, there's a house cat and another she.
If you've got your finger on the pulse, there's rumor there's a third.
It was the third.
The sun.
Nobody wants Son there, except probably his wife, who's my sister.
Sam just kind of looks for a moment at William, trying to uh, kind of figure out what he means by sister, because Alice does not look like William. It doesn't say anything about it.
She is not my really real sister. When I came here, I was alone. She was really nice to me, and we become very close. If she is in danger, I will still help her. I don't like her decisions, though. And she is free to make her own decisions. Sir Kephart, I am an open book. Everybody knows what I am. If you're going to be governor, you're going to hear a lot of things about me. And probably all of them are, like most of them are going to be true.
Hmm.
I outlawed slavery. I hope you, if you become a baron, if you become a governor, you will keep that tradition. You will keep that law. At the same time, there's an investigation regarding the Kiss My Shamrock. There was an underground fighting ring. I hope you keep that as well. The When it comes to the county's new count, I have to say I've got a bunch of problems,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to see someone who actually cares. There's a guy named Leon who is a puka of House Fiona, and sadly, the sheep born into houses. They don't have any choice. The commoners who joins the houses do actually have a choice. They willingly join those houses, knowing the differences.
Mm-hmm.
So my opinions about the commoner nobles is actually lower. And the moments I talk with him, I'm not impressed. The she doesn't know how to speak English that well. Well, that's a problem, but I guess you will learn. The Sebastian is 18 years old. Do you have any better do you have someone who can sell who would be a better baron or count?
Sam just gives a shrug. I don't even know who would make a better governor.
You would make a better governor than I am. I want to thank you for your courage. I'm serious. This is not a this is not a small task, and I thank you for it. We need individuals like yourself who's brave to tell society to change and to move, while the whole everything in the society is working against them. As actually he extends a hand.
And Sam will give a smile and shake William's hand, and as they do, Sam's gonna kind of give a blush. Could you please not call me sir in the future, though? Sam is fine.
William kind of like looks like my apologies.
It it's okay. Some people say sir, some people say ma'am, but I just prefer Sam.
No problem, Sam. And so you said you hear things. Can I ask a question to you?
Sam will give a nod of the head.
What does people say about the change that happened in the barony and now the state?
Well, there's some who think that the instability will lead to Brooklyn being absorbed by the surrounding baronies, especially if the voting doesn't go smoothly. Um, there are others who say that once you've established things here in Brooklyn, that you're going to go for the other baronies as well. And then there are a select few who don't believe that you're going to hand over the governor's seat.
Wow. Okay. This is not the answer I was expecting, to be honest.
Sam gives a shrug. Some messages are more positive than others, but there will always be those who doubt that somebody would surrender power.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do, actually. To show that I'm not like the others. Um, go on. Sorry, he was about to say something. Sam was about to say something.
No. Sam said what Sam said.
Okay. People are scared there's going to be problems in the election.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of new governments. So
I promise I will keep my ear to the ground.
as long as things are kept fair, I'm sure those whispers will come to an end.
He nods.
I really did believe what you were saying in your speeches, and I trust that you believed what you were saying as well.
I think a lot of people likes my speeches because it comes from my heart.
I think you say the things a lot of us are feeling but are afraid to say.
I think the she misses a point. These speeches, these actions will actually aren't gonna make those who are just and good go away from their positions. We were angry because Isidore didn't do anything. We wouldn't be angry if Isidore helped us.
Sam gives a nod. It's what happens when you don't listen.
He smiles. I should go back because there's a lot of homeless in the Brooklyn, and they need the those Isidore's clothing. He's not gonna need them anymore.
Well, if they're hungry for something other than brownies, send them to my bakery. And Sam will reach into like a messenger bag that they have with them and pull out like a card with the address to their shop. And we'll also pull out a small like box. I thought you might be hungry, and we'll hand it over to William.
I
It's
didn't
got to be
forget
a
to
lot
make.
of hard work.
Yeah, I forget to make breakfast today. Thank you, lad.
And with a nod and a smile, Sam will leave.
Okay, I guess that's be called a scene.
Sure. Unless there's any other commenter you'd like to talk to.
I just gonna like start like uh killing the homeless commoners, execute them, and tell them like suck it, suck it. I'm the new king. No, you're gonna end the scene without doing that.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and we'll see you next time.